Hi guys, this is Carmine Bufano. This video is an addition to a post that I put up yesterday on July 7th explaining how to download a Turnkey Linux appliance and deploy it to an Openstack cloud. Turnkey Linux, which is at this URL right here, is actually a very nice place to download virtual appliances. They have them for all the major hypervisors and some cloud platforms too, including one of which is Openstack. To deploy one of these virtual appliances to Openstack, it's a little more involved than, let's say, if you were going to do it for VMware or Citrix Zen Server. The one that I'm going to do in this demo will do simple invoices. Okay, so this is a virtual appliance. For testing, this is great because you don't have to manually install a MySQL. You don't have to create a virtual machine, then install your MySQL database. For testing, this is great. This is already created. You just pretty much deploy it, boot it up, and you're ready to go. Turnkey has different file formats. OVF is a very popular one. It works for ESXi, VMware, Citrix Zen Server. It's a very common one. The other one is you have Zen here. This is not the Citrix Zen. This is the open source Zen, OpenVZ, and several others, but and also an ISO, so you can just burn it onto the CD, put it on hardware. What we're interested in right now is OpenStack, so I'm going to click on OpenStack. Next thing I'm going to do is right-click the direct link, and I'm going to say copy link address. Okay. Now here's this is our production OpenStack cloud. Okay. And it's on. This is running the Juno version, but this same process will work with earlier versions. Okay, so I'm gonna first log in as admin, and under the admin tab, I'm going to go to images, and I'll show you the images we have there now. Simple machines, Drupal, Joomla, CentOS, WordPress, and some others here. So what we are going to add to this today is simple invoices. Okay, so already no thanks. Okay, we're gonna copy the link address. Now we do need to use the command line here. So what I'm going to do is log into my controller node on my OpenStack cloud through the API endpoint. Okay. So here I'm going to we're in the home directory here. I'm going to list what's here now. So let's take a look. Blue means folders. Red is a file. This one is a compressed file. I'm actually going to remove this because we don't need it anymore. Okay, let's free up some space. Alright, so the first thing you want to do, you can see up here that there's an OpenRC file. Now when you want to type a command into OpenStack, normally you would have to include in the command your username, password, API endpoint, and all that good stuff. And if to do that with every command, it's going to become very annoying. So what you want to do is create a file with all that information in it. And then once that is done, you simply say source that file. So source OpenRC. And I don't have to type in any username or passwords. Now, where does that file come from? If you log into your OpenStack based cloud, okay, so I'm going to log in as a regular tenant, not as administrator. I have no special privileges. you go to Access and Security. You want to go to API Access, and you click here, Download OpenStack file. Okay. Next, you would use a program like WinSCP. This is WinSCP. Okay, and basically what this does is it's used to transfer files from one computer to another. So in this left pane, I have all my local drives, and this right now I'm logged into this same node right here. So just to show you, I'm going to list what's in here right now in a home directory. Okay, and I'm going to click home directory here, and we're going to see that we have the same files: Turnkey, Drupal, and Joomla as folders, Anaconda, Cobbler, same as here. All right, and once you download, oh, what's that? No. Okay, so once you download your stack.rc file, you would simply use WinSCP. You would find it here. You would navigate to it, downloads, wherever you downloaded it to, and then you pretty much just drag, drop. That file is now here, so we can now list it. And it's right there. But I'm going to source, I already sourced this file with my information in it, so now we can get started with the commands. We're going to use the wget command to download the appliance. Okay, missing URL. Now let me go back to, so we're downloading this appliance right here. We're going to say copy link address. Let me try this again. wget, and I'm just going to right click. There's the URL, and now we're downloading a compressed file. It'll say Turnkey, then the name of the appliance, which is Simple Invoices in this case, and then here at the end you can see that it's a tar gz file, which means it's a compressed file. So the first thing we're going to do once this finishes downloading is we're going to decompress that file. Shouldn't take that long, about another 18 seconds. And we're almost there. Okay. Files downloaded. If we list what's in this directory, we now see a new file, Turnkey Simple Invoices, okay, tar gz. What we want to do next is decompress that file. So we're going to use the tar command, and we're going to give it the flags to create a new folder. So what these flags mean, the Z, X, and F, we're going to say that I want to decompress this file, right? So I'm going to put that file next and use tab complete here. Okay, just hit tab and it'll populate the rest of the name for you, so you don't have to type it all in. And we're basically saying decompress this file in a new folder and hit enter, and it's now decompressing that file. When the prompt comes back, we're going to list again. Now we're going to see that we have a new folder, Turnkey Simple Machines. Okay, so we're going to move into that folder. So we're going to say change directory. Oh, Simple Invoices. This is the folder right here, Simple Invoices, that we want to change into. Okay, now we're in that folder, and when we list what's inside this folder, you'll see 3 files. One ends in INITRD, that's your RAM disk file. This is your kernel file, and this is the image file. Okay, so now we're going to start uploading all of this into Glance. So first I'm going to upload the RAM disk. So I'm going to say Glance image create. We want the container format to be ARI. ARI is this is all very similar to the Amazon Cloud. ARI is the RAM disk, and we want the disk format to also be ARI. Okay, now here you can name your appliance. You can choose whatever makes sense here. This is what's going to show up in the cloud dashboard later on. And then the final thing that we want to do is tell it which file is our RAM disk file. And it is the one that ends in INITRD right here. So I'm just going to simply highlight, right click, and it's going to paste it in there. I'm going to hit enter. In a second, we're going to get a box with information back. Okay, so what's important here? This ID right here. This is our RAM disk ID. We're going to use this in a later step. Next, we're going to upload the kernel. Okay, so I'm going to just press the cursor up key, and when you press the cursor up key, it'll bring up the last command that you typed in. And instead of retyping everything, I'm just going to tweak this one a little bit because we only need to change several things. So we're going to still create a new image, okay, but the format for this one now is going to be the kernel. So it's going to be AKI. The disk format for kernel is also going to be AKI. The name is going to remain the same, Simple Invoices. And now the file that we're going to use now is the kernel file, which is this guy right here. So I'm just going to highlight, right click, and it's going to paste it right in there. Hit return, and we get another box back. And also here, the ID is important. We're going to use it in the next step. Okay, so now the final step here is where we bring everything together. We're going to, so I use the cursor up key. I'm going to delete the file because it's going to be a different file. Okay, the name is going to still stay the same. It's going to still be Simple Invoices. Now we're going to upload the image file. The image file is AMI. Okay, so we're going to change the container format and the disk format to AMI. The name is the same. What we need to do now here is add some 2 new parameters. We need to tie this disk image to the kernel and the RAM disk. So we're going to add 2 properties. So we're going to say property kernel ID equals, okay, and I'm going to come here to where my kernel ID is. Simply highlight and then right click, and it pasted it right in there. And then we're going to add another property. This property is going to be the RAM disk ID equals, and that guy is this one right here. Okay, and the file is going to be the one that ends in .img, which is right here. All right. Now, if all goes well, we should get another box back with information. So this is creating the image, and it is pointing to this kernel and this RAM disk. Okay, we're done with the terminal right now, so we can log out of our client and we're going to log into our cloud. I'm going to log in as administrator. By default, the image is going to be private, so none of your tenants will be able to see it. So we're going to, under the admin tab, we want to make sure we're in the admin project. Go to images, okay, and we can see that simple invoices. Here are 3 files that we uploaded: ARI, AKI, and AMI. Now, to make these available to your tenants, simply change it to public, and this is optional. I like to keep mine protected. That way, none of your tenants can or will have the ability to delete that image. And you want to do that to all 3. Okay. So that's it. Now that is an active appliance. Okay, so I'm going to log out as administrator, and I'm going to log in as a regular client that has no administrator privileges. And in my project, which I conveniently named Turnkey Linux, we can go to images, and we should see that it is available. So now simple invoices is available. And you can see that you can only launch this here because this is the actual image. When you launch this, it is tied to the kernel and to the RAM disk. All right. So it's that easy. I'm going to also create another video, and I'm going to now deploy these. I'm going to actually create an instance, and then we're going to log into it, and I'll show you how to do that. All right. Thank you for watching.